8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Indrani Senanayaka. The headlines. Landslide and flood warning alerts issued to 8 districts will be effective until 10 a.m. tomorrow. The School Health Promotion Month will commence from tomorrow. The Ayurvedic Doctors Association says that about 100 Ayurvedic doctors have already left the island. Sri Lanka-Indonesia business ties will be further strengthened. Health officials have warned of a potential increase in dengue infections. In foreign news, Armenia says 100,000 refugees flee the Nagorno-Karabakh region. In sports news, England's World Cup warm-up against India was abandoned without a ball being bowled. Director of the Irrigation Department, Engineer SPC, Sugishwara says that the water level of several rivers have reached spill level due to the heavy rains experienced in the western, southern, central and Sabaragama provinces. Floods are prevailing in the low-lying areas of Katana, Jayala, Wattala, Gampaha and the Minuwangoda Divisional Secretariat areas due to the overflowing of the Attanagalu Oya. Motorists are requested to be vigilant while driving along the roads that are partly submerged. The Irrigation Department says floods in the Gampaha district can increase if the rains continue in the next 24 hours. The flood situation in the lower areas of the Nilwala Ganga and other low-lying areas are still prevailing. Several byroads near the Kaluganga are also underwater. The National Building Research Organisation has issued landslide warnings to 8 districts. Accordingly, Gaul, Nilwa in the Gaul district, Ingiriya in the Kalutara district, Pasbage Korale in the Kandy district, Pitabadara and Kotapola in the Matara district, Kalawana, Ayagama, Ahaliagoda, Ratnapura, Kuruvita, Palmadulla, Nivitigala, Kirialla and Alapatha areas in the Ratnapura district have been issued the second level of landslide warnings. The pre-warning alert will be effective until 10 a.m. tomorrow. A School Health Promotion Month will commence from tomorrow under the theme Healthy Lives and Happy Minds. The Ministries of Education and Health have jointly organized this promotion under the guidance of the World Health Organization. The Ministry of Education says the aim of this project is to draw attention to the mental and physical health of all students. The first phase of the project will concentrate on the promotion of health, while the next phase will concentrate on nutrition. The third week has been set aside to educate students on reproductive health and allied issues. The final week will concentrate on the psychological and social aspects of students and teachers. The migration of medical professionals, which has jeopardized the Western healthcare in Sri Lanka, has also impacted the Ayurvedic medicine. According to the government, Ayurvedic Medical Officers Association, about 100 Ayurvedic doctors have already left the country, with a significant fraction anticipating migration. The Ayurvedic doctors have been forced to leave the country owing to the prolonged issues which remained unaddressed, challenging the Ayurvedic medical system. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. We continue with local news. A delegation of 16 dynamic entrepreneurs representing the Chamber of Young Lankan Entrepreneurs undertook a significant journey to Jakarta recently. The Embassy of Sri Lanka in Jakarta facilitated the delegation, aiming to foster economic collaboration, allowing the delegation to explore opportunities with the Indonesian business community. The delegation had the privilege to visit the permanent trade exhibition at the Ministry of Trade of the Republic of Indonesia. This was followed by a fruitful B2B discussion with a prominent pharmaceutical sector company in Indonesia, setting the stage for potential partnerships. A business gathering was also organized by the Embassy of Sri Lanka in Jakarta at the embassy premises. The event was attended by more than 70 enthusiastic Indonesians from the business community representing key associations. The National Council for Road Safety has focused its attention to enlighten the young generation on the road safety and road rules. Chairman of the Council, Malit Jayadilaka, says that road safety and other relevant information will be included in the school syllabus from grade 6 to grade 11. Teachers will also be informed on this subject and the guidelines given. Meanwhile, the Minister of Transport and Highways has decided to update the current speed limits as they are not appropriate for the modern developed road system. That ends the local segment of news.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatma.
The Bar Association of Sri Lanka has called on the government to investigate the sudden resignation of Mullaitivu District Judge and Magistrate T. Saravanaraja. Issuing a statement, the association has expressed its deep concern regarding this matter. The Bar Association is committed to upholding the rule of law and ensuring the safety and well-being of all members of the judiciary, the statement mentioned, adding that we strongly believe in maintaining an environment where judges can discharge their duties without fear or intimidation. In light of this, the association calls on the government to initiate a thorough, impartial investigation into the matter, highlighting that it is crucial to ascertain the veracity of these threats. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatma.
We now take a look at Watchlight. Over 2,500 dengue cases have been reported from the month of September, the National Dengue Control Unit reported. Health authorities have attributed the rising number of dengue cases to the ongoing inclement weather, acknowledging, however, that the figures remain lower than those recorded over the past few months. Accordingly, a total of 64,000 dengue cases have been reported for the year 2023. The majority of dengue cases, numbering 31,000, have been reported in the Western Province. Meanwhile, although the number of high-risk zones for dengue has been reduced to 7 localities, health officials have warned of a potential increase in the infections. They request the general public to keep their premises clean and free from mosquito breeding places. That was Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
It's the power to live life your way. The power to be a trendsetter. Power to you with digital banking from Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank. Our interest is in you.
World News headlines. Armenia says 100,000 refugees flee the Nagorno-Karabakh region. 6 dead and 15 trapped in Zimbabwe gold mine collapse. A man dies in Australia after whale strikes boat. More than 100,000 people have fled the Nagorno-Karabakh region, Armenia says. It means that almost the entire population of the ethnic Armenian enclave has left since Azerbaijan seized the region last week. Azerbaijan has said it wants to reintegrate the area and treat its residents as equals. But an Armenian spokesman said this was just a lie. Nagorno-Karabakh, recognized as part of Azerbaijan, has been ruled by ethnic Armenians for 3 decades. The mountainous region in the South Caucasus has been supported not only by Armenia, but also by its ally, Russia. 6 people have died and 15 others trapped after a mine shaft collapsed in Zimbabwe, state media reported. The collapse of Bay Horse gold mine in Chigutu, 100 kilometers west of the capital Harare yesterday, left more than 30 people trapped. 13 miners are said to have escaped or been rescued. Efforts to reach those who remain underground are ongoing. Television channel SLBC reported. It is not known what caused the collapse. A whale has struck a boat in Australia, killing 1 man and leaving another injured, police say. The men were on a fishing expedition when their boat was hit in waters of La Perouse, 14 kilometers southeast of Sydney. The alarm was raised after the vessel was spotted unoccupied and circling. Deaths caused by whales in the region are rare, and the State Minister for New South Wales called it an absolute freak accident. To end this bulletin of World News, the headlines again. Armenia says 100,000 refugees flee Nagorno-Karabakh region. 6 dead and 15 trapped in Zimbabwe gold mine collapse. A man dies in Australia after whale strikes boat. That ends this bulletin of World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
This message is for all the kids between the ages of 4 and 16 who love to draw. Commercial Bank's Arunalu Sittam is back once again. This time, the competition is also open to Sri Lankan kids currently living abroad. First, second and third place prizes will be awarded along with special merit and merit certificates. For more information, visit the Commercial Bank website. We have so many prizes to be won.
Development News.
A project to increase facilities in schools will be undertaken soon. Under this project, the construction of a smart classroom with modern technology will be implemented in the Puttalam district. 5 million rupees will be spent on this project. On to sports news. England's World Cup warm-up against India was abandoned without a ball being bowled because of rain in Guwahati. The toss had taken place with India skipper Rohit Sharma opting to bat first before the rain arrived. England named 13 players with bowlers Chris Wokes and Gus Atkinson missing out from their 15-man squad. Their second and final warm-up against Bangladesh is on Monday before they start their title defence against New Zealand on Thursday. That was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Indigo has announced the introduction of new direct flights between Hyderabad and Colombo from the 2nd of November 2023. It is the first Indian carrier to provide direct connectivity between the two cities, reinforcing trade, economic and cultural ties. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
We now take a look at economic news. Sri Lanka's consumer price inflation in the capital Colombo rose only 1.3% in the 12 months to September 2023, down from 4.0% in August. Data from the State Statistics Office showed. The Colombo Consumer Price Index rose 0.9% in September, bringing most of the 12-month inflation. That was economic news.
Weather report.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. The Met Department says the prevailing showery conditions in the southwestern part of the island is expected to continue further. Accordingly, showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the western, Sabargama, southern and northwestern provinces and in the Kandy and Nuwara districts. Fairly heavy showers of about 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western and Sabargama provinces and in the Gaul, Matara and Puttalam districts. To end tonight's news broadcast, we take a look at the headlines again. Landslide and flood warning alerts issued to 8 districts will be effective until 10 a.m. tomorrow. A school health promotion month will commence from tomorrow. The Ayurvedic Doctors Association says about 100 Ayurvedic doctors have already left the country. Sri Lanka-Indonesia business ties will be further strengthened. Health officials have warned of a potential increase in dengue infections. In foreign news, Armenia says 100,000 refugees flee the Nagorno-Karabakh region. In sports news, England's World Cup warm-up against India was abandoned without a ball being bowled. That ends tonight's news broadcast. The time reads exactly 9 o'clock. This is Radio Sri Lanka.